Hi, today we're going to look at metals and aqueous solutions. We're going to start this activity and we're going to go through various solutions that exist. So in the first activity, if we use the magnifying glass, we can see that this is an aqueous solution of a salt, a metal, and a nitrate, and they're both freely moving in solution. And as we progress to various other solutions, we can see the same thing. The ions are not attracted to one another. They are freely floating around in the beakers. I'll show you one more. Nickel, nitrate. Oh, maybe not. Let's go to activity 1. So what we're going to do is place various solid metals, magnesium, copper, zinc, silver, into the beakers that are shown. So we will take magnesium. There are the metal magnesiums. We will then place the metals into solution and observe if anything happens. Now we can remove the metals and see what happens. So this is magnesium. We will keep going through the various metals and recording our observations. We will now proceed to zinc. Paying attention to any color change that we might see and anything that's forming on the metals. Finally, we will put zinc in and observe if anything happens and remove, the silver metal. This was silver. We can also see what's happening on a micro scale. So if I take magnesium and I place it into copper, we can see what's happening. So here's the copper ions in solution. We can see the electron transfer. We can see the magnesium ion is now in solution and a solid copper has been formed. We can do it again for another solution. We can put zinc into silver, start the reaction, and we once again can see an electron transfer. And solid silver has plated. Let's now take a look at what happens if we put magnesium into zinc. Oh, it's doing silver once again, so let's just wait. And we'll go back and put magnesium in. So let's put the magnesium in and hit start. And now here is the magnesium metal, again transferring its electrons to zinc, and zinc is plating. What happens if we put magnesium into magnesium? We notice nothing is occurring. The metal cations are staying in solution. So now we will continue on with the next activity. So we've done activity 1. Let's go to activity 2. We are now going to put iron in the various solutions, observe color change, and any solid that may form. We'll do the same for lead. Nickel is next. And finally, tin. And if we would like to see some of the metal reactions, we'll put lead into nickel. And here we can see that no electron transfer has occurred. This is a good point for you to look at your activity series and see why this may be occurring. We will then move on to the third activity. Take the next set of metals, place them into their solutions, starting off with iron. We will now proceed to copper. We will then place zinc in each. Again, looking for color change. And placing lead. So I'd like to point out one of the solutions we saw. Let's put lead into copper and hit start. So as copper comes to lead, we see an electron transfer. And so that should give you some idea why we see a color change in solution and possibly what is causing that color change occurring in the copper nitrate solution. We will do the last activity, activity 4. We now have hydrochloric acid. This is a strong acid. This solution has H+ and Cl- ions floating around in solution. We will take various metals and place them into the solution. That was silver. And now we can look at the molecular scale reaction. There's my hydrogen ions from the HCl. Here's my zinc metal. We will now take the next metal, copper, and place it into the HCl. We can look at the molecular scale again. We will now take the next metal, nickel, place it into HCl, observe any changes that occur. Take a look at the metal. We will observe the molecular scale. Notice an electron transfer. Diatomic hydrogen is being created. Let's take lead, place it into HCl. We can take a look at this molecular scale. Again, take a look at your activity series. And finally, tin. And then the molecular scale. So a couple things to pay attention to as you review and think about your results. Some of our nitrates had color solutions. And if we go to activity 1, let's pay attention to copper nitrate. And take a look at the color of the copper nitrate. Once again, if we look at that molecular scale, which I don't know if it's going to, hold on, let me put it there, start. Think about why we see a color change and what causes the color change. So that is a question you should be able to answer. What causes some of the nitrate solutions, we go back to the beginning, to be colored? So copper, nickel, and iron are colored solutions.